Well, Jeb Bush's involvement in the sad saga of Terri Schiavo, who died 10 years ago, made him a hero to many in the pro-life movement worldwide. But Terri's then-husband, Michael Schiavo, is not a fan, to say the least. Schiavo fought for years to withdraw the feeding tube from his profoundly brain-damaged wife, as he said was her wish. But Jeb Bush stood in the way. I talked to Michael Schiavo today about Jeb Bush in light of his possible presidential run.
He made my life miserable for the years that I've spent trying to grant my wife's wishes.
Michael Schiavo's anger seems nearly as fresh as it was over a decade ago, when then-Governor Jeb Bush became his most powerful adversary in the fight over Terri.
He likes to preach limited government. Where was the limited government with me?
Schiavo's not the only one to question Bush's repeated efforts to find a way around multiple court orders that allowed Michael Schiavo to remove the feeding tube from his wife Terri, a young woman who had collapsed into a coma 13 years earlier. Bush, recently elected, says he got countless calls, emails, and personal appeals urging him to intervene.
And we are praying now that the will and the courage rise up in his soul and that he intervenes and becomes a hero.
Is that how you're going to run your office, by emails? Is that how you're going to make a decision, by emails, or are you going to follow the law?
Bush championed and signed Terri's law, which led to the reinsertion of Terri's feeding tube. At the time, Bush was unconcerned the law might be unconstitutional.
It's not my job either to worry about that. I mean, that's the job of the court.
Terri's law was struck down and the feeding tube was removed. Even then, the governor urged the state attorney to investigate Michael's possible negligence or complicity in his wife's original brain injury.
And I blame him for most of the actions that people have taken against me.
And what were those actions?
Death threats, people threatening to steal my children.
Terri's brother, Bobby Schindler, supported all efforts to keep his sister on life support. Through a representative, he declined my request for comment. As for Jeb Bush, as recently as this week, he told the Tampa Bay Times, quote, "We stayed within the law, and it's appropriate for people to err on the side of life."
Jeb Bush's office did get back to me and reiterated that statement. Polls taken during the dispute showed some voter unhappiness with the government meddling that took this right-to-die case all the way to the Supreme Court. Future polling might tell us how this might affect Jeb Bush's candidacy in Florida.